All right, so Jaime Munguia is fighting John Ryder, Canelo's last opponent. Like that boy said, Burner Boy, last. Everybody go chop, break fast, shy yo. Canelo is fighting. Munguia is fighting Canelo's last opponent. Munguia is fighting Canelo's last opponent. Munguia is trying out for a shot at Canelo. That's what this fight is all about. If Jaime Munguia could defeat John Ryder and get a stoppage, he'll be able to say, look at me, look at what I did. I fought a guy that Canelo fought, and I was able to knock him out. Therefore what? Therefore I deserve a shot at Canelo. Canelo is rooting for Jaime Munguia to do this because that would allow Jaime Munguia to be Canelo's September fight. Canelo has 2 fights on date, May and September. In May, he'll be fighting Jamal Charlo or Terrence Bud Crawford. But if Jaime Munguia is able to beat John Ryder, he'll be fighting Jaime Munguia in September. Why does Canelo prefer that? Because it's either Jaime Munguia or David Benavidez. He doesn't want to fight David Benavidez at all. Munguia is a much better fight for Canelo. Jaime Munguia is a guy that fought at 160, and the only reason he's fighting that super middleweight is because he couldn't stop eating. He didn't want to train year round. So he's really an undersized super middleweight. Canelo, very short man, 5'8", 5'9", undersized super middleweight. So Jaime Munguia is a much better challenger for Canelo than David Benavidez. So I'm calling this fight the Canelo Tryouts. Jaime Munguia versus John Ryder are the Canelo Tryouts. John Ryder already had his tryout with Canelo, and he failed. He was supposed to fail. He wasn't supposed to be Canelo, so it is what it is. He put up a decent fight, but overall he was outmatched. Jaime Munguia, he's trying out for the opportunity to fight Canelo Alvarez. And if you in here listen to me talk about this, make sure you tap in your screen. But this is how this is going to go, man. Jaime needs to get a stoppage. But even if he's dominant, he's still going to try to make the case for a Canelo fight. Canelo wants Jaime Munguia to trash John Ryder, because then Jaime Munguia could be set to fight Canelo in September. In May, Canelo's going to fight Jamal Charlo or Terrence Bud Crawford. But he has 2 dates, May and September. So he needs Jaime Munguia to beat John Ryder. Therefore, that way he doesn't have to fight David Benavidez. Am I mad at Canelo for that? No. Canelo either going to fight Munguia or Jamal. He could fight both. He could fight Jamal in May and Munguia in September. I don't think he's going to fight Munguia in May. But he needs Munguia to shit on Ryder. He needs Munguia to knock Ryder out. That way he'll have an easy way to make a case for a Canelo fight. And that way he doesn't have to fight David Benavidez. I wonder will Canelo excuse of not fighting Mexicans if Munguia wins. He won't have an excuse. He'll jump right in the ring. Canelo gonna jump right up in the ring, baby. Hopefully Jamal doesn't fight Canelo. I would like to see Jamal fight Canelo. If you in here, make sure you tap in the screen, man. If you in here, make sure you tap in that screen. Thank you. I appreciate you. I'm hearing Benavidez and Munguia is happening. Where did you hear Canelo and Munguia? Because it makes sense. It's not about what I heard. I didn't hear a goddamn thing. It's about this. About this right here, Jake. It's about this motherfucking brain. Why is Munguia fighting Canelo's leftovers? What can Munguia gain by fighting John Ryder? John Ryder didn't get knocked out by Canelo. Canelo was unable to knock out John Ryder. So if Munguia could knock out John Ryder, then he could say, look at what I did to Canelo's former opponent. Canelo. This is
What's up?
a boxing book. Fight a guy that the champion has already fought and do him dirty. Beat him. The champion beat him. So that way you could make inroads for you to ask for a fighting champion. That way you could validate a fight with you and the champion. If you in here, make sure you tap in the screen, man. Show some love. Don't just watch. Munguia lost to Derevchenko. He also lost to this white dude named Hogan. Oscar De La Hoya putting pressure on Canelo. No, he's not. Hey, NBA 2K, what's up, man?
What's up?
Live, thank you. I appreciate that. What's up, man? What you think about this fight, man?
I think this will be a good fight. I never heard of the Mexican dude over there, but I heard he was good.
You
I
never heard of
think
Jaime
he can
Munguia?
win. What'd you say?
You never heard of Jaime Munguia?
Nah, I never heard of him, but I think he can win though. I heard of him, but I never seen him fight before.
He pretty good, but
Yeah,
he's already lost a couple of fights and he got a couple of gift decisions in Mexico.
yeah. I know who John Ryder is. He fought Canelo.
Now,
I
the
got
only reason
Jaime.
Munguia,
What you say?
the only reason Munguia is fighting Ryder
Mhm.
is to get a shot at Canelo.
Yep.
So if he can knock Ryder out, his claim to fame will be, look at what I did to John Ryder. Canelo couldn't even do this to this guy. And then Canelo will jump in the ring with Jaime Munguia. He's going to jump up in the ring like fish to the water. He's going to jump up in the ring like flies to shit. He's going to jump up in the ring like a man that's trying to get married. Like he's going to go out there and jump in that damn ring. You understand? The reason why is because Jaime Munguia is a much easier opponent than David Benavidez. So Canelo is rooting for Jaime Munguia to shit on John Ryder. This fight is the Canelo Tryouts fight for Jaime Munguia. And this is a big fight for Munguia because people already know that he's had fights where he's gotten gift decisions. And if he can't beat somebody like John Ryder, where does he go from there?
Yeah, that too.
That's why Oscar made this fight. Facts. If y'all in here, make sure y'all tapping the screen, man. I appreciate y'all. I honestly believe Munguia will lose this fight. Munguia can potentially lose this fight, man. I mean, I think he lost the fight to Hogan, but that was in Mexico. He got a gift decision. Should I bet 50 to get the plus 300 on Ryder? Hey, don't ask me, man. I ain't betting on neither one. I can't bet on this shit.
Even know who
Now,
I got
if
winning this
Rolly,
fight.
go ahead. Go ahead.
I don't know who I got winning this fight because
Yeah, I
I'm
don't know. I wouldn't bet no money.
even know.
But check this out, though. Rolly and Pitbull. If Rolly is the favorite, I'm betting my money on Pitbull, boy.
I think Pitbull can knock him out because that's gonna be a good fight in March. Yeah, I want to
That's
see
gonna be
that.
crazy. I'm talking about a fight. That's gonna be a fight. We ain't gonna see
No,
too much running. We ain't gonna see too much defense. That's gonna be motherfuckers throwing them bowls.
yeah,
Man, stop it. Hey, Ray Jackson, what are you telling me to stop, man? I need to hear some opinions. I also need y'all to be tapping that screen. Much love from KJITV. Hey, Carmelo Aguilar, Chief Inicio. I don't know how to pronounce your name, but thank y'all for liking the live, man. I appreciate that. It makes a big difference. I think Pitbull will win by unanimous decision. He might drop Rolly. No, I think he might stop Rolly. Somebody said 11 round stoppage. Is that for the Rolly fight or the Munguia fight? My money is on Ryder and Cruz. I can't bet on the Munguia and the Ryder fight. I don't know how this shit gonna go. But my money is
Keith
on Cruz.
fighting or no?
Huh?
I think Keith Stern fighting that one guy. I can't think of his name. He supposed to be
Tim
fighting
Zoo.
him.
Tim Zoo.
Yeah, Tim Zoo. I don't know who I think I might have Keith. I don't know because I haven't seen Keith Thurman fight in months.
You seen Munguia hitting the bag, it sounded like a bull. Yeah, but I seen Munguia lose
Yeah.
to a white boy named Hogan, and he got a gift decision in Mexico. I saw that too. Listen, the bag don't punch back. The bag don't punch back. Hey, Jaden Scott, thanks for liking the live. When y'all like the live, it forces TikTok to send the live out to more people. We get more people. We get more guests. We get more content. We get more people talking shit in the chat. Hey, Carmelo, thanks for the follow. Who you win against? My name is not Hogan. I said I saw Hogan beat Jaime Munguia. I fight at 154. I'm amateur. Munguia fights at 168. He used to fight at 154. He was a weight bully at weight 154, but he couldn't make weight. Then he went up to 160. He couldn't make weight at 160. So eventually he has to fight at super middleweight. But he's an undersized super middleweight, and so is Canelo Alvarez. That's why he's a perfect opponent for Canelo Alvarez, unlike David Benavidez, who's an oversized super middleweight. That's why Canelo is rooting for Jaime Munguia to shit on John Ryder. He wanted him to pull his pants down and defecate on him in the boxing ring. You understand? Because then Jaime Munguia, it's crazy because it's going to look to the public like Jaime Munguia is calling out Canelo if he knocks out John Ryder. They're like, damn, Jaime is calling Canelo out. But they're not going to understand that the entire time this is what Canelo wants. See, Canelo has been playing chess for the past 2-3 years, man. One of his chess moves that he recently executed was when he forced Demetrius Andre to fight David Benavidez. The PBC promised Andre the way to get to Canelo. This is the yellow brick road. You know what I mean? This is the rainbow with the gold at the end of it. You gotta fight David Benavidez, a man who I don't even want to fight, a motherfucker that's too big to be at 168. You gotta fight him, and then you can get me. Canelo been playing chess with these motherfuckers, boy. Go ahead, NBA.
Yup. Canelo, I don't know if Canelo gonna want to fight Benavidez, but I think he's scared of him. I think he's scared of Benavidez because he's a beast.
He a motherfucking beast, boy.
Man,
He a
that
beast.
Junior,
thanks for liking a lot. Hey, NBA, you all right, man. If people talking in the background and you want to get your point off, you can go ahead and get your point off. It's all right. Just mute yourself after you finish talking. It ain't that big a deal. I just don't like when people come up with music because I post this shit on YouTube. Hey, Junior 43, thanks for liking a live, man. Makes a big difference. Munguia will fight Benavidez. If Munguia fights Benavidez, he will lose. He's too small. Munguia really supposed to be fighting at 160, but he didn't want to control his weight. He wanted to be able to eat whatever he wanted. And there's nothing wrong with that. James Toney was like that. You know what I mean? But Munguia was a guy that was weight bully at 154. He filled out nice at 160, but he still couldn't make weight. So now he's fighting that super middleweight with huge margins. Let me get the mod, KJ. There are people talking that shit. No, they all right. Let him talk. The guy doesn't sell pay-per-view enough to fight Canelo. It doesn't matter. Canelo can sell no matter who he's fighting. Canelo could be fighting the ice cream truck driver. Canelo could be fighting your local cheese bus driver. You know what I mean? He could be fighting your substitute teacher. People will come watch it. And after he beats them, they would say, Viva la Mexico. They're not going to question his level of opposition. Canelo got clout like that. Does Terrence still box with you? Terrence who? Terrence Howard? That's why I've been to Benavidez. You talking about TJ? Who the hell is Ray Jackson? What you know about Terrence? How many pay-per-views did Avni and Fielding make before Canelo? None. That's what I'm saying. They don't. That's my point. That's my point right there. So you know what I'm talking about. Fielding and all of those other guys that Canelo fought on pay-per-view, they would never be on pay-per-view without him. Oh, TJ, your cousin? No, TJ don't box no more, man. Canelo beating all the black fighters. They said he wouldn't fight. Canelo fought an undersized Jermell Charlo. Now he's going to fight a Jermall Charlo who had over 2 years off and has only seen 10 rounds of action in 2 years. And Jermall Charlo is coming up in weight as well. Jermall Charlo was a career middleweight. Canelo has been settled into super middleweight and even tested the waters at light heavyweight. So you got to understand, bro. Canelo he's playing it slick, playing it smart. Junior 43, thanks for all the love, man. Thanks for liking that live. Canelo versus Crawford. Nobody really want to see that shit, man. But Crawford might be on Canelo's agenda in May. Yo, NBA, you was about to say something, man?
Who you think Crawford gonna fight next? You think he gonna fight Errol Spence again or no?
Errol, he gonna fight Errol next.
He might.
Hey, man, who you got? Loma or Kambosos?
I got Lomachenko winning.
Yeah, that's not even a close fight, man. That's not even that fight shouldn't even be happening.
Yeah, it should.
Stevenson, but Bob Arum likes to protect his older assets that he likes. Like he protected Pacquiao from Bud. He protected Loma from Shakur. Nobody really want to see Loma and Kambosos, man. I'll be honest with you. Like, what the fuck they fighting for? Kambosos don't have no damn belt. Loma could never become undisputed. Every time he tried, he failed. Loma was a great world champion. He's a spectacular performer, but what the fuck is he fighting Kambosos for? Kambosos is a one-hit wonder. Yeah, that's Kangaroo Jack, baby. One-hit wonder out of Australia. Kangaroo Jack. Bingo. Loma should not be fighting Kambosos. You're right. Bingo. I hit the hammer right on the nail. Cashed out. Cha-ching. How is Charlo small but Canelo coming from 140? Canelo is not coming from no damn 140. Canelo didn't start his career at 140. He started at welterweight, if I'm not mistaken. Cambosos be, and plus that was years ago. Canelo went pro at 15, so he went pro at 15 years old. So of course he's not gonna weigh what he weighed at 15 at 33. So you're just saying stuff, but you're not really backing it up. You're not really adding context. See this fight behind me, this poster. When you add context, Munguia versus John Ryder. Why is this fight even happening? Because Munguia is trying to edge his way into a big fight with Canelo. All he has to do is knock Ryder out. He'll be able to say, look, I hit harder than Canelo. Canelo couldn't stop this man. I knocked this motherfucker lights out. You know what I mean? Y'all had to call BGE. But he not gonna, I don't know, I don't think he's gonna be successful in that endeavor, but Canelo will be rooting for him. This is the Canelo Alvarez Tryouts. This is the Canelo Alvarez alternate. You know what an alternate is? In a race, if the main guy can't make it, they have an alternate on standby. Jaime Munguia is the alternate for who? For David Benavidez. Canelo is rooting for the alternate to steal the race. Golden Boy is the promoter. He made this fight happen, not Munguia. Bruh, come on now. You think if Ryder win, he'll get a rematch? Possibly. Canelo would rather fight Ryder or Munguia or Jamal Charlo or Bud Crawford, all of these motherfuckers before he fight Benavidez this year. He said he has a fight date in May and a fight date in September, but he wants to make David wait a bit because he said the fights are bigger when you wait a bit. But that's bullshit. The fight is already huge right now. It's not about waiting. He's waiting to see if David Benavidez will outgrow the weight class. He's waiting to see if David Benavidez will be so large and so big at 168 that he'll have to be weight drained just to make a fight with him, i.e. Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford. John Ryder gave Caleb Smith and Billy Joe their first loss. John Ryder is no pushover. John Ryder isn't no chump. He's a good fighter. Hey man, somebody calling for their grandma. I'm live, baby. Call for your grandma another time. Hey, Levy Sullivan, what's up?
How you doing?
What you think, man? Munguia versus Ryder?
I think it's a very good fight. I mean, it's probably Munguia's best challenge in a few years.
I agree,
Yeah.
but I think that this fight is a way for Munguia to get to Canelo.
Yeah, and I think if either man, I mean, this win does great things for either fighter. Because
Facts.
I mean, I know they're trying to set up Munguia with Canelo, and I guess on paper that kind of sounds like a good fight, but
Canelo will destroy Munguia.
oh definitely. But
So my question is, who the hell want to see that? You understand what I'm saying?
yeah, but then again, outside of Benavidez, who will pay to watch Canelo? What other fighter will people pay to watch Canelo fight?
See, this is what y'all don't understand. Canelo is in a position where his fans will pay to watch him fight someone's grandmother.
Yeah,
You
that's
understand?
that's right.
They don't give a fuck who Canelo fight. He could be fighting somebody from the elderly community. They're gonna
Yeah.
pay. And after he knocks him out, they're gonna say "Viva la Mexico."
Do you know this channel on YouTube called ProBox TV?
No.
Anyways, it's exact Paulie Malignaggi was saying about Canelo fans, like he could go crap in someone's yard and people would be praising him.
Yeah, they're gonna say "Viva la Mexico."
Or
That's
Viva.
what they're gonna say, man.
Someone here said Viva la Raza.
Yeah.
But
Canelo doesn't sell as much as he used to, of course, because people already know what the hell gonna happen in the fight. He fighting dudes jumping up in weight. He fighting dudes where the outcome is already known. So that means it's boring. It's not exciting. If he fights Benavidez, we really don't know who's gonna win that fight. I think Benavidez will stop him in 10 rounds, but Canelo has the power and the counterpunch ability and the experience to stop Benavidez. So that means that there's drama. You know what I mean? There's the atmosphere of something being unknown. We don't know how the book is going to end. So we're interested in reading the damn book. We don't know how the movie is going to end. This isn't something we've seen before. So we're interested in watching it.
yeah. Yeah, I feel confident about Benavidez' chances with Canelo. It actually gets worse for Canelo the longer he stalls this fight. But I don't think
disagree with that. I disagree with that, man.
because Benavidez could only get better.
Yeah, but Benavidez is also getting bigger as he ages. He's 25. It's going to be harder and harder for him to make the weight cut at 168.
Yeah, and I've
So
heard some.
Canelo is trying to see if he'll outgrow the weight class and go up to light heavyweight, and then Canelo would say, "Well, Benavidez moved up. That's why I didn't fight him."
Yeah, that's exactly what I've heard people be saying. But then again, he's saying, "Oh, he went up to light heavyweight. He's too big now." That didn't stop you fighting Kovalev. That didn't stop you fighting Bivol.
Because it's called picking and choosing.
Yeah,
So
and
when he went up to
Bivol,
light
he went
heavyweight,
picking.
he didn't even mention the syllable of Artur Bertabiev's name.
Yeah.
It'd be the same thing with David Benavidez.
Yeah, and with Bivol, like he went picking for a cherry and got picked himself.
But Bivol is still a smart pick, even though it's a wannabe cherry pick. It was still smart because Bivol isn't known for his punching power.
Yeah.
So even though Canelo lost, he didn't get embarrassed.
True.
Bertabiev and David Benavidez, they would embarrass him. He would probably get stopped. His fans have never seen that. It will be shocked. It will be a traumatic event. When Errol lost to Terrence Bud Crawford, that was a traumatic event for Errol Spence fans. That was a traumatic event for myself, and I like both guys.
Yeah.
But when you see somebody get conquered who has never been conquered, that's like ripping somebody's heart out sometimes. And it would be a big hole in the country of Mexico. The heart, the corazón of many of his fans will be ripped out to see him get knocked out or stopped by David Benavidez. That's why the fight is probably not going to happen.
Yeah, maybe. Well, if it doesn't happen, then the WBC will have to strip Canelo because David Benavidez has been waiting for a while.
Man, if they was going to strip him, the only thing they'd strip him of is his clothes before they strip him of his belts. Because if they were going to strip him, they would have been stripped him. Benavidez was mandatory in previous years.
Yeah, I've been saying this for a long time. The WBC literally bends over for Canelo and lets him do whatever he wants.
Yeah, man.
But they also won't strip him because...
That's why you see he failed the clenbuterol test, and then he failed it twice. Then they came back talking about some hair follicles and shit.
Wait. I think, didn't they also talk about tainted meat?
Yeah, tainted meat. You're rich, right? You could bring meat in from all across the world. But for some reason, you're eating tainted meat. And that's why you failed your test.
Oh, yeah, Canelo Alvaroids.
No pun intended with the Jose.
But another reason they won't strip him, because if they strip Canelo, they'd also have to strip Jamal Charlo, who's been inactive, who hasn't defended his middleweight belt in over 2 years.
So people that think it's just about race, is not about race. It's about who they're working through, who they believe could sell tickets. Jamal Charlo was supposed to lose his belt, but he still had it. Bud, they're not working through Bud because Bud has proven outside of the Errol Spence fight that he can't really make them money. So as soon as he finished fighting Errol, they already stripped him of a belt. As soon as he finished, they ain't give him the chance to think, to shit, to breathe. They stripped him of a belt.
I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, that's weird. The boxing politics with all these sanctioned bodies, it's all too confusing. Like they'll choose to honor their own rules on some occasion, and on the other occasion they'll bend over to suit the fighter's needs.
In life, I learned that there really is no honor. There's power, and either you have the power or you don't. So when people act like they're honoring something, they're only honoring it as long as it fits them. In the moment that it no longer fits them or benefits them to honor something, they're no longer going to honor it. And unless you have the power to discipline them for doing that, they're just going to keep on being dishonorable. That's how boxing is. So motherfuckers watch people get robbed all the time. They complain about it, but they know they're going to continue to watch the sport. It's not like they're going to boycott the sport. So that the promoters are going to continue to rob people. What's going to happen to them if they rob somebody? Nothing.
I don't know, but that's why. I mean, we just saw Showtime pull out of boxing. That's what the second network. HBO's gone, Showtime's gone. What's left now?
What's left now is PBC with the Amazon Prime and also the internet. So boxing is changing, and people have to accept this change. They can't fight it. There's not going to be... Most people don't even watch regular television anymore. It's all about streaming. You know what I mean? Motherfuckers watch YouTube. They watch YouTube and Tubi and all of these streaming sites way more than they watch television. You got the Fire Stick where motherfuckers don't even buy pay-per-view fights. They get them for free. You understand? For the most part. Some people still buy them, but for the most part, if it's not a major superstar, they're not really buying pay-per-view. They're going to stream it for free.
Yeah, but
So what we have to do now is we have to accept that boxing is a streaming site and work through the streaming sites. Look at Al Heyman. Al Heyman is going straight with Amazon Prime because he understands people aren't even watching TV anymore. So how the hell are you going to market the fight through HBO when nobody watches HBO? People are streaming. They don't get Comcast and DirecTV and Verizon and shit like that no more. It's all about streaming.
I think, but another thing about Showtime leaving, because they weren't getting numbers, because we're not getting all these fights where the fighters are fighting the best of the best when they should be fighting them. And then there's always these robberies and all the politics that keep these fighters inactive. We're not getting these fights. That's why they pull it out, because it's not worth the expenses anymore.
Yeah, they're not making that money because you cannot fake a lot of fake sports. They're an eyesore. They look bad.
Yeah.
It's not just boxing. You see it in the NBA and the NFL where you can literally see the damn script and it looks bad. Nobody believes it. But in boxing, what they have to do is this: they have to organize the sanctioning bodies. They have to hold sanctioning bodies accountable. They have to hold fighters accountable. If you're a champion, just by holding the championship belt, that means barring injury, you should be fighting at least 3 to 4 times per year. Maybe it should. As a world champion, you have to be mandated to fight 3 times a year, barring injury. And
Yeah.
also, whoever you're mandated to fight, whoever is a challenger, meaning the
Fight
person that beat, you're forced to fight him, or you vacate the belt. And if
Yeah.
you don't, it should be something as well. Like if you don't fight this guy without any real reasoning, you can't fight until next year.
Yeah.
You know what I
Another
mean?
thing I think.
That'll show you. That'll clean shit up.
Yeah. Another thing I think is something the fighters need to do. They need to get off their high horses and stop crying about, oh, A side, B side, I get this much money. And that's why I'm kind of glad that Saudi Arabia is getting involved, because that takes the money excuse away.
Yeah, everybody getting paid down there. But listen, this they need to do. A side and B side should have a set pay. Whereas like the A side can never do a 70-30 deal or nothing like that. It should be at the most 60-40. And the A side should have the opportunity to say, all right, we're going to do 50-50. So if the A side really respects an opponent, they can agree upon a 50-50. Other than that, it should be 60-40 as a standard to make sure that these B sides are getting properly compensated. Because at the end of the day, if you don't have a good dancing partner, you're not going to do pay-per-view numbers anyway.
Yeah.
Compensate the man, you're still making millions, and get these fights happening. But guys are trying to toss 75, 25, 80, and 20 deals. They got to let that shit go, man. The biggest fight that broke the internet, the biggest fight that we all remember, that everybody's still talking about, Terrence Crawford versus Errol Spence, they went 50-50, even though Errol was the A side. And the shit got done, it got made.
Yeah, because
what's the difference between 20 million and 30 million? You're still rich.
Yeah. I think also the fighters are trying to cover themselves on the other side, because, first they got to pay their teams, and then the taxes, and all these sanctioning fees, which is just ridiculous.
Well, the sanctioning fees are always going to be there. Whenever you do business, there's always going to be somebody there, particularly a Caucasian man who's coming to take money from you without doing any work. That's just a part of life.
Because
remember, it's not going to change in boxing. It's not going to change if you have a job. Like you're going to work, and it's going to be some white dude that come and take a percentage of what you did, and that's just what it is. So boxers have to accept that.
Yeah, because you remember one of the first Spence Crawford press conferences, Spence was holding up the belt saying, we got to find out where all these sanctioning fees are going, because you have fighters like Joshua and Canelo who are making multi-million dollars, and we have to give up part of this. So what are they doing with it? And
now check this out. Do you understand that some people believe that Errol Spence, his body was tampered with by the sanctioning bodies in order to shun him or embarrass him because he came against them? That's a conspiracy out there. Do you believe in that conspiracy?
No.
I just wanted to bring it to your attention because it is something that I've seen on the internet.
No. Okay, Errol got his ass whipped fair and square, and he didn't make any excuses after that fight, so neither should any of us.
Well, he did say that one of the
Oh,
reasons he couldn't see
yeah.
Terrence jabs and hooks is because he had cataracts. I
Yeah.
don't think that's an excuse. I think that's a reason. But
Yeah,
you
but
know, it is what it is.
yeah, but even after he said that online, he also said nothing. Take nothing away from him. He still won fair and square.
Right.
Because like the same thing he said about making the weight. Like I agreed to do this, I agreed to do that, and that's just what it is.
Right.
Mhm. Mm. No, what's the thing? But and this doesn't. I don't think this. Like even if this Crawford rematch doesn't happen, this none of this means that like Spence's reputation has gone down the gutter. He's still a great fighter, and he can still keep that greatness going up to 154, 160, or even 168.
No, he can't fight at 168. He's too small.
Uh,
Imagine Errol Spence fighting David Benavidez.
oh, no, no, no. Well,
Shit,
maybe at some.
motherfucker, I know him.
I don't know. I heard him talking a few years ago about maybe fighting Canelo up there. I don't know how much weight he cuts, but I
Fighting
mean,
Canelo at 168, he probably would have got stopped because Jermell Charlo, the only reason he didn't get stopped is because he fought an extremely defensive fight.
or he
Errol,
ran around the
he would
ring.
be being aggressive in the same way that he was aggressive against Crawford. Matter of fact, let me simplify this shit for you. If Terrence Crawford could stop Errol at 147, what you think that Canelo, a guy who's been at super middleweight for years, hit harder than Crawford just because of the mass that he carries? What do you think he would do to Errol Spence?
Hmm, probably worse.
He would stop him. He
What?
probably would knock Errol out. Errol probably never been knocked out. Canelo could potentially knock Errol out.
Uh, Maybe. Let me ask you this. What do you think Bud's next fight should be? Because right now, this seems like there's two
Errol
easy
Spence.
fights from we made. Actually, I was gonna say Tim Zoo, but that's already taken off the table now. So maybe Boots.
Okay. I want to see him rematch Errol first, man, and then fight Boots.
I thought that's off.
What?
Uh, the the rematch. I heard Bud saying, "Nope, that's done. We're going our separate ways now."
Well, no, that Bud can't do that. It's based off of the loser. The
Hmm?
loser has to activate the rematch clause. The rematch clause was activated immediately.
I know,
So
but
unless Errol Spence has pulled back, Bud cannot legally say that they're going to go their separate ways, or he's going to get sued.
uh, yeah, but we haven't heard anything from either one of them on that for a while. And isn't there an
Yeah, that's what I'm
expiration
saying.
date?
So based off the last thing we heard was Errol activating the rematch clause, we have to go off of that.
Yeah, but personally, I think they should just move on, go their separate ways because they're both wasting their time with this. But especially Bud, neither one of them are getting any younger.
Why do you think they're wasting their time with it though? You don't
But
think that Errol should have a chance to redeem himself?
oh no, I do. But if they're not getting this fight made and quick, they're wasting a lot of their time.
Bro, that's a good point. That's a good point, man.
I mean, get it made or move on because you're not helping yourself.
But Errol Spence can't fight for a while. He's got cataract surgery.
Yeah, yeah, that's the deal. And that's I think that's a flaw in these rematch clauses. Like, you have to fight the guy immediately afterwards. Like, what if they're injured? You're putting him out of yourself out of action for like, I don't know, a year or half a year. There should be something in these clauses where like you're allowed one other fight as an interim, and then you go fight the guy again.
That'd be a very great addition to the contract. Maybe they do have something like that. Maybe they have a contract where it doesn't matter who you
Yeah,
fight in between. It's just
and
that before you retire, you got to fight this guy or get sued.
yeah. I think there's been stuff like that before where the winner has a right to an interim fight. But
I
another
think
reason is
with
because of
Deontay
boxing
Wilder, right?
politics. Like,
Deontay Wilder, period.
yeah, yeah, I think Deontay Wilder sued Fury to get that third fight. But
No,
well,
not
actually,
not just that though. I'm saying before the second fight, he got Wilder had an interim fight.
yeah. But wait, before the second fight, well, he had two fights that year. So did Fury.
Hmm?
Well, I mean, yeah, in 2019, before the second fight, Wilder had 2 fights, and so did Fury.
Right. So I'm saying the interim or whatever, it's a thing. Like some contracts have it in there where the guys they say, okay, we'll meet again at this time.
Yeah, I just got reminded something about Fury. Another reason why this should be in the rematch clauses is because of because of boxing politics. While these sanctioning bodies like Fury and Usyk are going to be fighting in a few weeks, both of them have an immediate rematch clause. Now, the IBF is going to be prepared to strip the winner of that fight if they don't go and fight Filip Hrgovic next. And it's not right that they're doing that. I think they should allow one of them to go fight Hrgovic, and then they can go fight the other guy.
I understand. Hey, so we're gonna get back to the topic, but I like where you taking a lot of the conversation, man, as far as the sanctioning bodies and them not putting all this pressure on guys to fight someone or lose a belt immediately. They have to consider all factors like injuries, keeping a guy active for the sake of the sport, as opposed to just making these hard line deadlines. You got to fight this dude who came out of nowhere for the IBF in order to build up our sanction, in order to build up our sector.
And not just
How good is Jaime Munguia? Jaime Munguia to me is a guy who is very good, but I've seen him lose fights before. He has 2 gift decisions on his resume, and he's not able to. I don't think he's good enough to beat Canelo. In order to beat Canelo, you have to be special.
Yeah, I think Munguia is very talented, but a little bit of a hype job. Like, yeah, he was a champion at 154, but he hasn't been a champion in a few years now, and he's been fighting.
Not only was he a champion at 154, he was a weight bully.
Yeah, and I think they've just been saving him for the big money fights because he's had opportunities to go fight for titles at 160, but he didn't take them.
Because he possibly might have lost those fights. See, it's not necessarily so much about titles nowadays. It's more about money, and more money.
Yeah.
So Munguia is fighting Canelo's leftovers in order to get a shot at fighting Canelo. He's gonna try to knock out John Ryder. If he does, he's gonna use that as a marketing ploy, as a marketing theme for why he should fight Canelo. He's gonna say, "I hit harder than Canelo. I will knock Canelo out the same way that I knocked Ryder out."
No. But that's something. When you say, I'm gonna do what Canelo couldn't," that's not saying something because I think Ryder got stopped at some point before Canelo. So you're already going to be stopped.
Ryder got stopped by somebody that wasn't the pay-per-view king.
Yeah.
So it's a difference. Once you bring up Canelo's name, it's gonna be motherfuckers who ears raise up. People all across Mexico, they love and revere Canelo. So once you talk about their baby, they're gonna be like, huh? Who's that? What you say about Canelo? You don't hit harder than Canelo. Canelo, fight him now. Prove to us that he doesn't hit harder than you. You understand? It's different. It's different between a dude who's not that popular and a guy who's popular across our country as well as different countries in the globe.
Yeah, but another problem I have with this little issue is because John Ryder is a very good opponent, a good challenge, but even if he beats John Ryder, that still doesn't warrant a shot with Canelo. There are more deserving fighters out there. Like Benavidez.
There are more deserving fighters, but does Canelo want to fight a more deserving fighter, which would 9 times out of 10 be a tougher challenge, a tougher opponent, or does he want to fight Jaime Munguia?
I don't know, but I hear he wants to fight Jamal Charlo, so that shows where he's at.
Jamal Charlo, like I said earlier, a man who has only seen 10 rounds of action in 2.5 years.
Against a one-legged welterweight.
Huh?
Against a one-legged welterweight.
Yeah, a guy that used to fight at welter, a guy that only went up to middleweight and never fought at super middleweight and was really undersized. He was unable to stop him. His defense, Jamal Charlo's defense looked really good. His jab was still good, but his timing, his power, his accuracy was off. So why does Canelo want to fight that guy when you have people who looking slick, young, and ready like David Benavidez and David Morrell? And they're actual super middleweight.
Well, yeah, there's obviously money, but I don't think anyone would pay to watch him whoop on Jamal.
Oh no, you see that's what y'all don't
Or
understand.
pay-per-view.
It doesn't
Pay-per-view at
matter if
least, no one will
Canelo
pay.
is fighting. Hey, leave. Where'd you go to school at?
In Fresno, San Joaquin Memorial.
Okay, Fresno. So you said the name of the school was what?
San Joaquin Memorial.
Sam, Kim, and Martin.
What?
You said the name of the school.
San
Say
Joaquin Memorial.
okay, San Joaquin.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm just calling it
Memorial.
San Joaquin. All right. So you went to San Joaquin, right? And
Yeah.
at San Joaquin, you had people in the lunchroom, lunch ladies, and they had to put on a hairnet to make sure that their hair didn't get in your food, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So these lunch ladies could come to Mexico, right? They could come to Tijuana, Mexico with the same hairnet on, with the same uniform on, cooking food for the children. And if Canelo was to fight these lunch ladies on
Yeah,
fight
people would
night,
watch.
his fans would cheer and pay for that shit.
Yeah.
Hairnet and everything. You understand? So
Yeah.
it doesn't matter who Canelo is fighting. That's why Canelo's able to fight Jermell Charlo jumping up 2 weight classes. That's why he's able to fight Jermell Charlo coming off of 2.5 years of inactivity.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, he can sell out a stadium or arena finding anybody, but pay-per-view, like how much did Jamel?
See, now we're talking.
Yeah.
The only fighter out there that could put him back at the top of the pay-per-view is Benavidez, but he don't want to do that.
Oh. Right. And
what's up, Foodie?
And there's another thing.
Yo,
Canelo keeps saying, like, who has he fought? Like, he hasn't fought anybody. But as time goes by, he's going to have fought more and more big names, and he won't be able to use that excuse anymore.
who? David?
Yeah.
Who has David fought? Caleb Plant?
Yeah, Caleb Plant, Boo Boo Andrade, Anthony Durrell.
Caleb Plant is a big win for David. Caleb Plant was beating Canelo in the first 4 to 5 rounds of the fight. But there was no round where Caleb was beating David. David was in control the entire fight.
So was Amir Khan before Canelo sets him to the moon. You know what I mean?
Right, but David Benavidez is a much larger man than Caleb Plant and Amir Khan. And I think he's a better boxer than both of them.
You know why? I don't think David wins for the simple fact that David doesn't move his head. If you saw the fight with him and Boo Boo, fucking like Boo Boo was fucking like rocking him, bro. But like he just didn't have the power to like knock him out. Like David Benavidez, his thing, he does not move his head off the line, bro. I think Canelo is gonna eat him alive.
What happens if he could deal with Canelo's power? Then what? Because you know David throws more punches. Also, Foodie, let me ask you a question. Do you think that Munguia is fighting John Ryder in order to get an opportunity to fight Canelo?
Yeah, because they've said for a while that Munguia is gonna fight Canelo or whatever. Like that's what I hate about boxing is like they always set up the fights when like the fighter has like a fight set up. You know what I mean? Like they act like it's all said and done. Ryder is not a joke, bro. Like Ryder, like you know what I mean? Like he's like a gatekeeper, I think. Like Ryder's like good but not great.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, but and he's also a guy who's been robbed quite a few times. Like he should have gotten that decision over Callum Smith, but he got robbed.
My question is this though, Foodie. Do you think that Canelo should be fighting a Jaime Munguia at this point in his career when there are actual super middleweights who are out here looking dangerous, like the Benavidez's and the Morels of the world? Why Jaime Munguia? Is Jaime Munguia an easier challenge than Benavidez and Morel, and is that why Canelo is taking him?
Yeah.
So
easier challenge and easier negotiations.
I think, okay, if you're asking me what Canelo wants, I think Canelo wants a Bivol rematch. I think he doesn't win the rematch regardless of the weight class because I think Bivol is a complete fighter. Like
Bivol said, "I'll fight you at 168 because I don't want you to have no."
Yeah.
Canelo said no.
So no. You know who said no? You know who said no? His management said no because they know his management knows that like Bivol is just too big, too strong, too fast.
No,
Canelo would lose all his belts.
Listen. What you said, it doesn't make sense. Let me break it down to you. You said Bivol is too big, too fast, and all that shit. If
Too
Bivol goes
skilled.
down to 168, he'd be even smaller. He'd be draining himself. Canelo said no. The reason Canelo wants to fight him at light heavyweight because then he has the safety net of saying this man is bigger than me after he loses. Even if Bivol uses skill and footwork like he did in the first fight, he'll be able to say, "Well, I dare to be great. This man is bigger than me." It's a
Oh yeah.
scapegoat. It's a safety net.
Yeah, but then again, he's also a smaller light heavyweight because I've heard talks of him like after the proposed Better Be a fight, him going up to cruiserweight to fight Opataya. He'd be a small cruiserweight. Like, so he could probably make 168 comfortably.
I saw a clip of Canelo talking about like, oh, I'm not gonna go to the super middleweight or whatever or light heavyweight because like they're too big and strong for me or whatever. And then he made the decision. Remember, he was gonna fight that cruiserweight, that black dude. What's his name?
Makabu.
Oh, who am I thinking of?
Makabu.
Hey, State of Boxing said, and Canelo doesn't have to put his titles on the line at light heavyweight. That's another reason why he
Yeah.
didn't offer Bivol the chance at 168 because Bivol would have been undisputed. Bivol would have put that ass whooping on him again.
Yep. Because he loses to Bivol at 168, he loses his insurance policy.
Yeah, but he tried to like, bro, like, okay, but Bivol beat the shit out of him, bro. Like I watched the fight, bro. Like it wasn't even close. And I love Canelo, but like Bivol like put a clinic on him, bro. I was like, damn.
And the sad thing is,
David would do worse. David would do worse.
yeah, but the sad thing about the Bivol fight
you're
is,
wrong, bro. You're wrong because Bivol's a better fighter than David. David is a bully, bro. David is way too big to be fighting in that weight class, bro. Like he's a weight bully, bro.
Now hold up. Let's stop right with what you say. You said David is a bully. He's way too big to be fighting in that weight class. So will one say that David Benavidez is the same size as Bivol? He's a light heavyweight, and Canelo's power was unable to phase Bivol. So if Canelo can't really hang with the light heavyweights like that, and if Kovalev was a dive, then that means that
whoa.
No, that-
Kovalev was a dive. That you really think that? Like you for real believe that?
Yeah, I think Kovalev was a
No,
dive.
I think
real?
his deal was like Kovalev was not a dive. I think it was just an older Kovalev who DeAndre Ward fights had just taken a lot out of him.
Nah, look at the way that Kovalev was doing that fake little dance before he fell down. That shit was fake. Let me tell you something, bro.
He had him deer-legged.
Kovalev, Canelo, since the Kovalev fight, Canelo's power hasn't affected any other light heavyweights. The only other light heavyweight he fought was Bivol, but Bivol literally ate his punch. There were time periods in the fight where Bivol had his high guard up right in front of Canelo, eating all of his punches. David Benavidez is a master of the high guard.
Yeah.
He's a master of the bully style, the pressure style, the come forward style, the invincible style. So once he starts doing some of that shit on Canelo, and Canelo's too small for him, it's a wrap, bro. Whether you like it or not, Foodie, whether Mexico likes it or not, you're gonna get stopped by Benavidez.
Another thing about the Bivol fight he had with Canelo, he was beating him beautifully, and the judges were still prepared to rob him.
Yeah, okay, I'll give you that. I'll give
had
you
it
that.
7 rounds to
Yeah.
5.
I'll give you that. You know what's but okay, here's the thing about Bivol. Okay, but for a second, I want to go back to this. Bivol though, like when you compare Bivol to fucking David Benavidez, Bivol is a complete fighter. Like he's a little boring in his way because like he's so good at what he does.
He has respectable power, but he just doesn't hold the trigger that much.
He doesn't have knockout power.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
no,
but
he doesn't.
so that's why he's a little boring, but he's a complete boxer, bro. Like his level movement is like fucking out of this world, bro. Like if you look at the way he moves his head, the way that he keeps the distance, bro, he's a complete fucking fighter, bro. Like he like when he was in the ring with Canelo didn't even look like in the same fucking league, bro. And that's crazy because Canelo is like King Canelo, bro. Like remember when he knocked out fucking Caleb Plant? Oh, hail King Canelo, fucking undisputed for the fucking, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy.
But you just said that who is Caleb Plant when we use Caleb Plant to justify why David Benavidez should be able to fight Canelo.
No, because there's levels to this shit. Remember Crawford and Spence, for example, bro. When fucking Crawford beat the shit out of Spence, like he made Spence look like a fucking rookie, but Spence is one of the best boxers in the fucking world. That's just how good Crawford is. You know what I mean? Like there's levels to this shit.
You think Caleb Plant is one of the best boxers in the
bro,
world?
hold on.
Well, he's one of the best at 168.
All right, and Benavidez beat him. So
Yeah.
Benavidez, He's on that Canelo level based off your
But
own words.
but Benavidez didn't knock him out though.
Well, because
He asked
styles
for a
make fights.
22-foot ring and he held from round 2 to round 12.
Yeah, because styles make fights. And Canelo had the style that kind of broke him down, and he also got
No,
tired.
it was not the style. The man literally asked for. Caleb Plant called Nevada State Athletic Commission. I'm not making this up. And he said, "Can I get a 22-foot ring? That's the largest ring possible that you can get." He
That's a
didn't ask for
boxer's
this
ring.
against Canelo. Then he went on to hug Benavidez from round 2 to round 12.
Plant even said
He's in
Canelo
survival
hits
mode.
harder than David Benavidez, though. That's what you're not
Huh?
understanding. So for David not to knock out Plant, it just tells you that Canelo's power is still there. No matter what people say, you can't say he's losing power. He's losing power. To this day, he's not all his opponents. He's broke them down.
Yeah.
He didn't break down Bivol. He didn't break down Triple G. He didn't break down Laura. He didn't
Yeah.
break down Floyd. I don't know what you're talking about. Who
No,
was off?
Well,
he's
Floyd
really broke down
was
all
years
his
ago.
opponents. Even though
I
you
mean,
want to say
bro,
he hasn't, he really has.
Bivol wasn't that long ago. He didn't break down
Yeah, I
Bivol.
give you that. He didn't break him down, but
He didn't break down Triple G. He
yeah,
didn't
he
break
did,
down
bro. He
Laura. He
did.
didn't break down.
He broke down Triple
He did
G.
not break down
Oh.
David Benavidez.
He
Wait.
broke down Triple G.
Oh, in which?
The third fight
In the
doesn't
second,
count.
in
It
the
was
second, not the
Jerry
first fight,
Alvarez
the second fight.
Oh no, the second fight was close.
He broke down Triple G.
Yeah, Canelo lost the first fight, bro. I remember watching the first fight and I left mad as hell. And then I went to the bar and I saw a draw and I was like, "What the fuck? That was not a draw, bro." Triple G
I'm
won
gonna sit
that
my
shit
phone
fair and
down
square,
because
bro.
I'm my eyes tired. But we gonna keep talking. I'm just gonna sit my phone down so I won't be in the camera. All right.
Oh, okay. All right.
All right. Where were we?
Yeah, I don't know shit about boxing. Shut up.
Yeah, that's the Roger Mayweather quote.
No, and then you're talking, but the Mayweather loss was the best thing for Canelo because he learned so much from that shit. You know what I mean? Like he
Yeah.
came back stronger than ever.
Mhm.
And I don't know, man. Like
Yeah, but that also.
I just hate that people think like he's scared of David Benavidez. Why would he be scared of David Benavidez, bro? Like he's not
Hey,
scared of David Benavidez.
That's what they
bro.
used to say with him and Triple G. They used to say, "Are you scared of Triple G? You scared of Triple G?" And what did he do? I give him. He lost the first fight.
Canelo had close fights with Triple G, a middleweight. David Benavidez is a legitimate light heavyweight who's just as aggressive as Triple G and was sparring with Triple G since the age of 14 years old. Do y'all understand what the fuck I'm saying?
Okay, but like he's the monster, right? He's the that's what they call him, right? They call David Benavidez the monster.
Yes.
Mexican monster, or Mike Tyson called him that.
He didn't knock out Boo Boo. He didn't knock out David Plant
He stopped
or
Boo Boo.
Caleb Plant. I'm sorry.
He
Stop,
didn't knock him
Boo-Boo.
out. Stopped him.
No, he
TKO.
he quit. The corner quit on
TKO.
fucking Boo Boo,
Yeah,
right?
because what would have happened to him if they
He
hadn't
would have
stopped
probably
it?
died. He would have probably lost. He would have died in the ring. You didn't see that fight? Did you watch that fight? Did you see how
I
Boo Boo-
watched that fight, bro. He was getting the shit beat out of him, but he was still fucking rocking David though. But that's what I'm saying. David is an easy mark for fucking. If Boo Boo had Canelo's power, he would have knocked him the fuck out, bro. Is what I'm saying.
Well, guess what? Boo Boo was throwing combinations and 6 and 7 punches. Canelo doesn't do that. If Canelo can't land this Suzy Q mystical punch that you think he can, the same punch that didn't knock out John Ryder, the same punch that didn't knock out Jermell Charlo, if he can't knock out Benavidez, it's gonna be a long ass night.
He put Charlo and Ryder on their ass though. Ryder the
I don't
first
agree
time in
with
his
that.
career, by the way. Ryder's never got knocked down before. Canelo put him down before.
Wait, yeah, but he's been stopped before.
Ryder says that he doesn't like to diet. Ryder is not a real super middleweight. Benavidez is not only is he a real super middleweight, he can be fighting at light heavyweight. Y'all
He's a
not
light
factoring in the
heavyweight.
fact that this man is big as hell.
Look what you just said. He's a light heavyweight, but he couldn't knock out Plant. That don't make sense.
Well, because Plant was holding on to him in the later stages of that fight.
Forget about the holding on to him. Plant asked for a 22-foot ring. Plant,
the
Plant his
boxer's
damn
ring.
self. Think of it like this. When Plant fought Canelo, he was confident in his abilities. He didn't ask for a big ass ring. But when they said Benavidez, Plant said, "Oh hell no, I need to get a big ring for this guy."
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So Plant knew in his conscious, in his subconscious, in his heart, in his soul that David Benavidez was going to be the biggest threat and the biggest challenge of his career. That's why he asked to have special accommodations. He asked to have some sort of a handicap and try to get some sort of an advantage. That's what you do when you're going up against something that you've never been up against before. When he went up against Canelo, he didn't ask for any special parameters. So his actions spoke louder than his words. He looks at David Benavidez as more of a threat than
Wait.
Canelo based on his actions.
Nah, he
Mhm.
even said
Hold on. You
Canelo's
said,
the biggest
like
threat.
you said, he didn't ask for a lot of that stuff against Canelo. Was he in much of a position to do that? Yeah, he had a
I
belt.
understand.
Oh, that's a good
I
point.
understand.
That's a good point.
He could at least brought it up. He could at least brought it up. He didn't even. Do you know? Do you understand that when he asked for that stuff, Benavidez had to sign off on it, and Benavidez signed off on it. He
Yeah.
said, "Yeah, sure, we'll give
Yeah,
you a
with
big ass ring
Benavidez,
so you could do Usain Bolt."
Plant probably conceded to a lot of stuff to get
Do
that
you,
ring.
do you guys do you
Conceded
guys
to what?
do you guys think there's anything to like the argument? And Canelo said this before, like he doesn't want to fight Mexican fighters. Do you think there's anything to that?
No,
Please.
no, because he's fought Mexican fighters before.
And he's lining up to fight Jaime Munguia right now. He wants Jaime
Jaime
Munguia to
Munguia's
knock
not
John
Mexican.
Ryder out.
No, and I think John Ryder might actually has a chance to beat Jaime Munguia.
He does. He
Jaime
does.
Munguia is
He
known for
does.
getting gift decisions. He got a gift decision against the white boy Hogan, the
But
Irishman.
his last fight, that knockdown is the only thing that saved him from a loss.
This man Jaime Munguia is known for getting gift decisions, so I don't think John Ryder gonna beat him. And Jaime Munguia pretty good, pretty athletic,
Yeah.
but ultimately he's Mexican, and Canelo will make no bones about fighting him. He's not even gonna bring up the fact that he's Mexican. He gonna be like, "Oh, Jaime Munguia, fight in
Oh.
September."
Hey, so let me ask you this: when Canelo fights Charlo and he wins, what are people gonna say because he won? Are they gonna say, Charlo hasn't fought in this many years and
I can't speak for people. I'm gonna speak for myself.
Yeah.
I don't want to see Canelo fighting Charlo or Bud Crawford. Charlo has seen 10 rounds of action in almost 3 years.
Yes.
Charlo couldn't stop a man who got stopped at welterweight by Bud Crawford. His power and accuracy is not the same. I just want to see Canelo versus David Morrell or David Benavidez. One or two of the Davids.
Or even with Charlo, I want to see him go fight Caleb Plant.
Facts. Then Caleb Plant slapped the shit out of him. Now that probably would do more pay-per-view.
Yeah.
If they got footage of him slapping the shit out of Jamal Charlo, because you know there's cameras everywhere. If there's footage of Caleb Plant slapping Jamal Charlo, play that footage when y'all marketing the fight. That's going to bring casuals into the fight, and that's a more interesting
Caleb
fight.
Plant don't fuck around.
So you know Dave is gonna fight Morrell in March or June. You saw that. They agreed to that.
That's a darn good fight.
They agreed to that. So if David loses,
Who gonna fight Morrell?
Does he lose
Benavidez.
that benefit of fighting Canelo?
Yeah, if
Probably.
David Benavidez loses any fight, if he loses any fight right now, Canelo's gonna say, "See, look, I told y'all he wasn't ready for me."
Yeah.
So David has to be perfect. He has to be perfect until he gets a Canelo fight. It is what it is.
I mean, he has to go fight Morrell because I don't think there's any big name opponent out there that could prepare him for Canelo.
Who has Morrell fought? I don't know much about Morrell.
Man,
Nobody really wants to fight him.
Morrell haven't fought nobody. His last fight, he was fighting an old-ass man.
Well, not a lot of big names, but he's been fast-tracked for a lot of his career.
Yeah, he was fast-tracked because, he's Cuban, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you coming out of the Cuban school, a lot of them, they have all types of years of amateur experience. Morrell has the goods, man. He can move, he can box,
and he also
has great height, size, long arms, all type of shit. Footwork, rhythm. He has the goods. He's like a super middleweight version of Andy Cruz.
Yeah. Because I watched him on the Tank Davis Ryan Garcia undercard, and I watched him knock that guy out like, oh shit.
Oh, maybe I have watched him actually. I watched the. Was that the first Andy Joshua Ruiz fight or?
I forgot what fight he's gone on. The first one of his fights I watched all the way through was on the Tank and Ryan card.
Oh, okay.
That lasted only one round.
Okay.
But, Morrell is a bad boy.
And another thing that helps to make the fight, he also has that WBA Mickey Mouse belt. Not worth much, but it does help with business.
All right, so since Canelo's a money cow, do you think after these boxers fight Canelo, they're like done with boxing? Because if you look at David at Plant, besides the David Benavidez fight, he really hasn't like
What do you
been
mean?
heard of.
Plant
The
knocked the
only
fuck out of
reason
Darrell. Nasty, bro.
because first
You
off,
see
No,
that?
yeah,
I'm
he
saying
Yeah,
fought
after. I'm saying after he
yeah, and
fought
then he
Canelo.
started burying him.
after he fought Canelo, he fought 2 fights, so your point is invalid. Not only
Yeah,
that,
he
but
fought Darrell.
Caleb
He
Plant was
buried
trying
him.
to
Yeah, you didn't see.
yeah.
Watch that shit. YouTube that shit, bro. That shit
Yeah,
was
he
hilarious.
was burying him.
Not only that, Caleb
Okay,
Plant,
I'm telling you
he
this.
was
Caleb
promised.
Plant does not mess around, like especially with that slap. I saw this post the other day where someone messed with Charlo's ring record on Wikipedia, and it said that he lost his manhood to Caleb Plant.
It's because you gotta
Now,
understand, Charlo's going through shit in life. That
Yeah,
shit
yeah,
ain't.
both of them. But listen, Caleb Plant, right? He was promised the same thing that Demetrius Andre was promised. Canelo actually wanted Caleb to beat David because he was going to kill two birds with one stone. Caleb would have been able to ask for a rematch with Canelo after beating David Benavidez. Canelo would have knocked him out again. And then Canelo would never have to fight David because he would be able to say,
Oh my
look, he couldn't even beat
gosh.
Caleb Plant.
Oh
But
my
Caleb Plant was promised
gosh.
Canelo. He was promised Canelo in the same way that Demetrius Andre
He's
was
not
promised.
scared of David, bro. I don't know where people get this from. Why
Yeah,
would
I
a
he's
lot
really,
not
of
scared of
fighters,
I
anybody,
really,
a
don't,
lot
I
of
bro?
really
fighters
don't
are
think
not
he's scared of
scared of
David, man.
anyone.
For
They're
people to
just
say he's
scared of
scared of
losing
David,
business.
yeah, no.
No, Canelo
Canelo
the
is
exception to
David.
I hear what you're saying, bro, but like Canelo chases why did he fight Bivol, bro? Because he's chasing greatness, bro. Like he wants to be the best of all
So,
time.
yeah, but I think with
It's
Bivol,
listen.
that was
The
also a
thing that the
careful
difference.
cherry pick.
Listen, that's a fighting going up in weight class against a bigger man. Even when you lose, you have a net under you to be able to say, "Look, I dared to be
Uh,
great. I was chasing greatness." So people are going to say, "Oh," especially if
yeah,
they already like you. Canelo is likable. He's Mexican. Mexicans, for the most part, they're not haters. So
no.
they fuck with Canelo. The country fucks with him. So they're gonna say, "Oh, he was fighting a man that was bigger than him."
Uh-huh.
So that's his excuse when he
Yeah,
loses. That's not really daring to be great. David
He
Benavidez is
beat
actually
Caleb
bigger than
Smith,
him by a
bro.
bibble, but
Caleb
he's at
Smith was taller than
168.
Bivol. You know what I mean? Like he beat
Caleb,
him like
Every
Caleb
fighter is
Smith
bigger
yeah,
than
but
is
Canelo. If you look
compared
at
to
it,
also
every
advantage.
fighter is bigger than Canelo, though.
looking at it realistically, John Ryder also beat Callum Smith, but he got robbed.
Yeah.
But I'll say another thing. I've been thinking about this on the Bivol fight. I watched Roy Jones say in an interview once regarding him, like, what the heck are you doing going back up to 175 to dare to be great? You already did that when you fought Kovalev, and you get when you gave up that belt, you showed that you did not want to be up there again. So that kind of shows that with Bivol, you might have thought it might have been easier than David Benavidez or easier than Charlo. So I think it was a careful cherry pick that went south for him.
Yeah,
Kovalev, you
man.
mean?
On
Yeah.
that note, because I'm in this bitch falling asleep. Hey, Leo, Foodie, Levy Sullivan,
Mm-hmm.
thanks for coming up, man.
Thank you.
All right,
Tomorrow we
bro.
gotta we
Take it
gotta watch
easy.
this fight. I'm gonna watch this fight. That way I'll be able to commentate about it on live
Cool.
tomorrow.
Good fight.
All right, bro. Sweet dreams. We'll talk later,
All right, man. Have
brother.
a good night.
Yeah, man.
See
I'm
you
gonna post
later.
this. I'm gonna post this replay, the live replay on YouTube for anyone who wants to go up here and relive some of the memories, relive some of the debate. And I appreciate everyone's contribution to KJITV, man. I'm tired of this motherfucker. Anybody who followed me and anybody who was tapping the screen throughout the entire live, much love, man. Thank you.